She stumbled upon a website for cursing others, and immediately entered her boss's name. The curses were priced in 5 tiers. She chose the cheapest one. After clicking confirm, a nail drove into the straw doll bearing her boss's name. She assumed it was just a prank site, but the next day at noon, Annie received a video showing the curse had come true. Her boss had been splattered with oil while eating. Seeing her boss's disheveled state, she couldn't help but laugh out loud, but her boss happened to catch her laughing. Annie was berated from head to toe. After returning home, she grew increasingly furious, so she opened the curse website again. This time she selected the $10,000 super curse, and clicked confirm without hesitation. Immediately, she saw 4 nails driven into the scarecrow. The next morning, her boss never late didn't show up for work. Soon after, she received a video from the site. Her boss collapsed in agony on his way to the office. Just then, the office phone rang. Their boss had suffered a heart attack and was hospitalized. She never imagined the curse could be so terrifying. Annie felt a pang of guilt. She resolved to never use the curse website again. But on her way home, she saw a police bulletin. Authorities were hunting a criminal who had murdered 4 young women. A sudden thought struck her she could curse this monster. Annie typed the criminal's name into the site, but lacking funds, she settled for a basic curse. 3 nails driven into the scarecrow activated the curse. The next morning, the news reported that the criminal had narrowly escaped during the manhunt. What was going on? Annie hurriedly opened her computer and checked her email. It turned out that last night, while fleeing police pursuit, the criminal had jumped off a balcony and injured his leg. She hadn't expected the basic curse to be so ineffective. Just as she was venting her frustration, she suddenly noticed a familiar face among the crowd at the crime scene. She rewound the footage and looked closely. That person was her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was actually embracing another beautiful girl. What was even harder to accept was that the girl was her colleague. The next day at work, Annie deliberately mentioned last night's incident to her colleague. The colleague said she happened to be at the scene last night. Annie pressed her, demanding why she was there. Her colleague gave a vague, dismissive answer before hurrying off. This made Annie deeply suspicious. She noticed her colleague's phone left on the desk, and secretly picked it up to check the call log. Her suspicions were confirmed. Last night, her boyfriend had been on a date with her colleague. He had even specifically warned her colleague that Annie must never find out about this. Heartbroken and furious, and confronted her boyfriend after work. He was instantly speechless. She turned away and sat down, overcome with hurt. She opened her phone again and entered the curse website, typing in her colleague's name. This time, she selected the highest level curse. After clicking confirm, 5 nails pierced the straw doll. Just then, her boyfriend explained it was all a misunderstanding. It turned out today was their 2-year anniversary. The reason he secretly met with her colleague yesterday was to ask her help picking out an engagement ring. It was all a misunderstanding about the colleague. Annie frantically pulled out her phone to cancel the curse, but no matter what she tried, she couldn't undo it. She panicked and called her colleague, but got no answer. So Annie rushed to her colleague's apartment to prevent the impending tragedy. Unexpectedly, they bumped into each other on the way. Just then, a steel cable snapped from a high-rise building, and a lightning rod plummeted toward her colleague's head. Fortunately, and lunged forward and tackled her colleague to the ground. The lightning rod landed beside them. They narrowly escaped death.